Hello everybody, my name is Jessie Terrian. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I'm creating this video today for our Stampin' Blends Club. Now this is video 1, it's going to be super quick, but as you get started with your blenders, I wanted to make sure you knew a few things. So without further ado, I'm going to flip down to the mat. Okay, here's some of our Stampin' Blends markers. If you ordered the first kit, you're going to get in your kit Melon Mambo, Granny Apple Green, and a color lifter pen. What you're going to notice is each color, except for the color lifter, comes with 2 markers, a dark and a light version of each. Now, some of our markers illustrate the dark and the light very well with the pen caps, but others pretty much look the same. So to figure out which is which, you just flip to the side and you're going to see printed on there dark Melon Mambo, light Melon Mambo, basically dark and the color, light and the color. So that's how you're going to identify them. On the top, you're going to see that there is a thin and a thick version of the pen tips. So if we were to open this, the fine tip is kind of like a Sharpie marker, and then the broad is like a paintbrush. I really love both of these tips. The fine for getting into those small spots and details, the wide for coloring wide areas. If you were to ask me which one I like the best, I couldn't tell you. I like them both and they're both useful. We're definitely going to be using both. There's my story. Anyway, so these markers are alcohol based and that's what makes them so blendable. Now I'm going to bring in the catalog and show you a couple things that you're going to want to know. On page 135, you're going to see the start to our color collection. And if you go down to Stampin' Blends, it's going to show you all the colors that are available in the alcohol-based markers. So this is the subtles, and we have a Stampin' Blend in every color of our subtles collection. In the brights, we have all but 1. In our regals, we have all but 3. So we don't have quite every color yet, but we're working on it. And then our neutrals, we're only missing 2. So there are tons of colors to choose from. And as we get going, I'm just gonna dot around and pick and choose, and then we'll work with them all together. So you see both sets of ink colors, they're all available. And then we have these, this is a combo pack. It's ivory and bronze, and it's offered in the basics section. These are great for skin pigmentation if you're coloring like a character or Santa Claus or whatever have you. We also have a whole new line of basically skin tones that you can order, and they go from light all the way down to deep. So that is on page 135. The next thing I want to talk to you about is black tuxedo black memento ink. This is the ink you want to stamp your images with to color, because it's a water-based ink. It is not going to run, bleed, or feather when you use the alcohol-based markers to color. So if you don't already have this, this is something that you're going to want. It's on page 131, or you can look it up online just by going to Tuxedo Black Memento Ink. And it'll come right up for you. Now, a tip with working with that ink I have found is that when I stamp my images, I gotta give them a minute just to let the ink fully dry and kind of settle into the paper. And then they're good to go and ready to color. So that is a little bit about our who, what, when, where, and why. Another thing I want to point out is our, let me pull this over. These are our storage cubes for the Stampin' Blend markers. Now, it comes in a pack of 5 trays. It holds 3 colors, so here's Melon Mambo, here's Granny Apple Green, and then there's the Ivory and Bronze. So they stack nicely. It is important that you store your markers laying flat so the ink doesn't settle to one side and dry out the other. Now you can also just put these in a storage bin and store them flat, but what you don't want to do is put them in like a jar or a cup where they're on one side. Also, a good thing to note about our cubes, they're stackable, so you can keep growing them as your collection grows. Stampin' Up! Also sells tops, so you can finish off the look. So that's what it looks like. And they sell bucket tops that click on. These are great to store all your re-inkers. So these are just some options. I am gonna have some bonus days where if you are an active club member that has purchased a kit that month and you would like to order some organizational cubes, I'm gonna give you a discount on them. So be looking out for that. Okay guys, I think I've covered everything. If not, we're gonna learn it in the class. I can't wait to get blending with you. Go on to video part 2 and start your kit. Bye.